Hey, my name is Rick Smiklis. Welcome to our show. This is Girlie. She'll be joining us. Um, I don't know where to begin, but I founded a chicken wing chain March 1699. Company went on to be known as Wild Wing, and I opened 100 restaurants and sold it. I'm gonna do a little show here with my dog. I'm gonna show you how I invented the secret recipe for what went on to be Wild Wing. I'm excited to share it. And one of the things about our company was we had proprietary items. One of those items was garlic parmesan wings, which I eventually turned into Gar Par, and I trademarked that, and it became a staple item. So I'm going to take you through the process of how I made the wings and what techniques. I used a bag of flour here that was pre-spiced. You can see my dog sneezing. By the way, her name is Girlie. And this is the only flour that I used. It was it was a pastry flour, which is important. There's stuff that goes into it, into the flour, baking soda, baking powder. The actual baking soda is what browns it, and the baking powder is what makes it light and fluffy, combined with this. So I'm going to take you through the process of how I did this, and I'm going to give you the spices as we go. So I had a bunch of spices. This is equivalent of a tablespoon. I'll list the spices later. It's too much, too fast. And this is really the first step. This is half a tablespoon, which is a teaspoon. Getting your spices in. Kind of looking at it now, I didn't realize, but Colonel Sanders uh, was a big inspiration for me. And he had 11 herbs and spices, and I worked there when I was 11 years old. I didn't know really that I would be in the fried chicken business. There we go. That's 7, 8, 9, and like my dog, a 10. So the main thing that really brings flavor to this flour is they say, double up on the pepper, but I like to use 3 or 4 times more, and that's what really worked for me. So what I do now, before I bring out, no, you're sneezing too. I get the flour, mix it up a bit, and then I get the secret ingredient, the pastry flour. With these ingredients, you should have half a tablespoon for each bag or a tablespoon for 2 bags. What you do next is the most fun part, putting your hands in the flour. And like Jackie Gleason would say, and away we go. It's going to get a little messy here. I apologize. But you want to get as much pepper as you can out. Actually, it's really messy. Feels good though. You can see the color coming up from the bottom. I haven't done this in maybe 15 years. Brings me back to when things were simpler, much easier. Girlie's got flour all over her. It's pretty hilarious. Sorry, Girlie. Sorry, Girlie. Sorry, guys. Bit of a mess here. Um, I guess Girlie and I are allergic to flour. Jimi Hendrix had a song, "Excuse Me While I Kiss the Sky." Excuse me while I wash my hands here. Well, I got you. This is what we're going to be making, the garlic parmesan. I used a Renee's Caesar dressing. And some grated Parmesan cheese, but I'll show you how it has to stick and how it has to apply. This is the interesting stuff. I marinate the wings overnight. Couple couple spices in here. I put them in here. So the key is put the flour on top. You don't want the wing too wet. It'll make them a little soggier. So what you do is you put them in here in this tray. Throw these guys in here. Fill them up nice. I just wanted to do a quick dozen or so, just so you get the idea that, if you dare to be different and you do different things, you'll be able to experience different flavors. What's a wing without flavor? My motto was always variety is the spice of life. So spice them up. Just so you know where we're at, this is not a commercial kitchen. It's actually my home. And Gertie and I live here. You can see back here, we got about 200 acres of farmer's field uh, facing west. So we get the most beautiful sunsets, and it's just very, very peaceful here. And never did I ever think that I would be able to follow my passion, which would be to work from home and do what you love, to cook and to teach people and educate people. So what I do next is I shake it, and I joked in my bartending days it was shake it to the right, shake it to the left. But there was a guy that would always come in and Ricky, my brother, shake it and don't break it. So I'm gonna shake it. I'm not gonna break it. And this is no shake and bake. So what you see, these are nice, and you don't let them sit too long. You preheat your oil to 350, 375, and you go until they're golden brown. These, it's important that you note, these wings are a little smaller. And what a lot of people don't know about wings is the bigger the bone, the less the flavor. Those wings are called, they're called kings or roasters, but they go as 6/8, which generally means 6 to 8 in a pound, where these are 9/11s, which means 9 to 11 in a pound. I've seen them go from 12 to 14s, which are like little pigeon wings. But these generally, they're going to puff up. So they're going to look a lot bigger. But when you see wings, when you go to a place and you're wondering why they're so small, actually, those are the best wings. When you think about where all the flavor in a wing is in the bone. So the bigger the bone, the less the flavor. Yeah, it's kind of great that I get to share this experience with some viewers. I'm like anybody. I'd like to grow my business like I grew the other one. It's not easy. And yeah, and if I can offer any value or content or support or any inspiration, that would be our pleasure. When I say ours, we have a gentleman here. His name is Invisible Dan. And right now I'm talking to an apparatus which is called a slider, which I bought years ago and I never got it going. And it's going now. And, he mentioned that, it's usually three or four guys to do this. And I'm thinking, wow, the guy sets this up. Now he's not here. He's got a nickname now, Invisible Dan. And I'm thinking, wow, if I could just learn this, I don't need anybody. But I love Invisible Dan. And, there's a lesson there. I've met many, many people in my life, many acquaintances, and you know, um, I always say God says where you are at any given moment in life for a reason, and you know, Dan just happened to come into my life. I say 3, 4 weeks ago, and I'm very grateful to him, and you know, it just he's making this much more fun for me because I don't understand this stuff. Like, I don't have social media or all that stuff, and it just it's good that you have support from anyone in your life, whether it's a family member, a friend, or in my case here, my beautiful dog Girly. And yeah, it's good. So enough of me yapping here. um, at the at the start I didn't know what I was talking about because I'm just trying to deal with this uh, apparatus here. And yeah, I'm getting comfortable, so it's going to get much better. Thanks for being patient. It's our first episode. I have a brother-in-law, and he made me a board, which I'll show you. And it says my name there, Ricky, but people call me Rick. My real name is Richard, but friends and family call me Ricky. So last night, I'm not getting any younger. I'm in my 60s now. I get up. I said, that board, it's in a place where I'm never going to use it. So I get up, I put the board on the table, and then I'm like thinking, okay, I have one nephew. His name is Joey. And everything was Uncle Ricky, Uncle Ricky. And so we decided to, well, name the show today Uncle Ricky's. And sure enough, you know, I go online, I look, wow, UncleRicky's.com available. And I guess it was meant to be. And Uncle Ricky is in business, and that's just how it starts. When you're in business, you got to take the first step. And I was joking with Invisible Dan today that like we just got to do this. Like we got to shoot, we got to turn on the cameras, and we did that. And I know we're going to be okay. Um, and I just know it because when preparation meets opportunity, that's luck. And you know, we're prepared. And you got to be prepared. You just can't go into something and say you're in business. You got to go through the steps and be patient. You got to be aggressive and patient at the same time. And yeah, I'm being a little aggressive right now because this was supposed to be a 15-minute skit, and I'm going on and on, but I have so much to say and I want to share it so I can help and offer value. And yeah, that's it. The next process is we're going to take these wings and dip them one by one into this fryer that's back here. And when you dip them like this, you get them like this, you shake it off. There you go. So 2, 3, 4, 5. You can hear the oil bubbling. So 6, 7. Well, once they're cooked, I'm gonna sauce them and toss them. And I had all these crazy lines, we toss them, you sauce them. So in this case, I'll be the sauce boss today, and I'll show you how I did it. And yeah, it's strange. I haven't had this, I don't know, this wing in a good 10, 15 years. So I'm excited to try it and see if I still got a bit of magic left in me, or if I have the golden touch. Thanks.
Can I get one more shot of you bringing it up?
Yeah, here. And I had those tongs. Did you see those tongs? They were just. They should be. They're behind you. Yeah. Oh, I want to use the tongs for the shot. That's what I was looking for. There they are. Like, see this? Oops. So. So how much time do you need after this?
It's hard to say. Let's talk after about ideas for what could go on the TV. Because I don't know if it's something that we just put something up we already have, or if I have to go into Photoshop, make a quick little something.
No, go into Photoshop for this one. Mm-hmm. Right? Why don't we wait till we get our logo and put it there?
Yeah.
Like just for the first.
Yeah.
Like, or can we put the Hot Ones banner there? Because I'm doing hot. No, I'm not.
I don't think I would. No.
No, I'm not doing Hot Ones. I'm doing Hot Ones later.
Mm-hmm. So cool. I want to see how close I can get it. The condensation, the heat, fogs up the lens, but it's crazy. I can get so close and it's still sharp image.
Yeah. All right, we're back. Who's hungry? Okay, here we are. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to take the hot wings out. I'm going to put them in this bowl here. Very, very important step that everybody overlooks. I'm going to pat them down. It's very important that they're patted down because the grease will destroy the sauce that I put on. And I should get another bowl ready, which I have. So I guess I was born ready. So let's see how good, if I can walk the walk or talk the talk. Uh, we'll do our best. Also, what was important, what I did there was a bit of a delay, and it wasn't a, it, there was a bit of a delay, and I wasn't to bleep out swearing. What it is, people make the mistake of, when they take the wings out of the basket, they leave all the oil on there. Like the oil belongs in the fryer. So, shake it, the oil off in the fryer, not in here. Like what you see is, yeah, what I was saying was.
One more close-up shot,
All right,
and
yeah.
then I'll just hide off camera, and that way too I can monitor the audio, make sure everything else is still rolling, still looking good.
All right. People make the mistake of, when they take the wings out of the basket, they leave all the oil on there. Like the oil belongs in the fryer. So, shake it, the oil off in the fryer, not in here. Like what, you can stay here.
I don't want to be like
In
between the
so you don't want to be invisible Dan no more.
So let me get one more close-up shot.
All right,
And
yeah.
then I'll just hide off camera, and that way too I can monitor the audio, make sure everything else is still rolling, still looking good.
When you take the wings out of the basket, shake it over the oil, the basket, so the oil falls back in instead of in the bowl. As you can see, there's minimal oil, and I always do this. I always pad the extra grease off. My favorite tool in the house, believe it or not, is a paring knife. And I joke, I had a TV show, it was called Wingman, and they bought me a pair of cakes from a bakery of mine, and they didn't pay anything for them. I'll share the clip, and one of the guys comes in, and he says he got me a pair of cakes for my birthday. Well, they were my cakes. They were 3 weeks old when I bought the bakery, and I said to my secretary, "Nothing wrong with a nice pair, right, Sabrina?" And just my humor, nothing like that. But we're going to talk about a nice pair right now, and that's the paring knife. And it's, believe it or not, my favorite thing, aside from these little scissors. So, worst thing is always these crazy wrappers. So you've got this here. And what I do with these is, these are very hard to toss. This, when you put them on like this, you have a wing like this, and then you put it on here. That's called topping. So what I did is I sauce them and then I toss them. So what you want to do is you want to cover these. It's really crazy because this is a hard one to do. I'm going to show you an easy one to do later, which is, believe it or not, the best selling wing in Canada is this honey garlic. And this is how food service works. You get stuff in these volume 3.7 liter ones, and of course it won't open, but same thing here. These things are hard to open. When you're my age, the teeth fall out if you use the teeth. So what I always did was one of these, and then you go like that and you put it in the bowl. But I'm not going to ruin these first. So usually I have a glove, but what I do is, with all the wings, sometimes you just take the wings. This is the best part, where the crispy crust goes over. So what you do with these, you pat them down, and just like the kernel, finger looking good. Wow, that is good. The interesting part now is the Parmesan. So what you do with this is you sprinkle it nice. You got a nice coating, and that's that. So I joke always, it's Sesame Street, which one doesn't belong with the others? And it's obvious we see that it's this one. Don't top them. Don't top them. Um, Gertie, Gertie, you want to try some? Here, there's a dog outside. So the only way to calm her down is to give her some food. You want a bit of garlic parmesan? Look at that. Hey, look at that. Is that good? Actually, you know what? I'm not even going to waste time. I'm going to eat them right here. Mmm. Look at the cheese on that. Isn't that good? Another important thing, when you see a white bone like this in the middle, it's a very good wing. It means it's fresh, and they're so good that Girlie wants more. There you go. She's not even a barker, but she's a bit camera shy. She'll get used to it. Yeah, so if you see a bone that is black and it's bruised and it's broken, those are coming from Brazil or somewhere else. They're frozen and they're brittle, and all the flavors in a bone. So that's another reason uh, I don't go to these places. Nobody makes the wings fresh, and you can see. Look at the difference, like the meat, the taste, the flavor. So try to get fresh wings, nothing frozen. Unbelievable. I'm going to take a break, and I'll see you again.